Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be jumping down into the world of XRP, taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what we expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash the like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, stay up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us down in Discord, links in the description below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's a centralized hub of everything Cheeky Crypto. It's the first place we go to when news breaks, so check it out in the description below. Okay, XRP paired up with USDT on the hourly chart here, and Binance is our data source. And yeah, we saw a little bit of a surge yesterday. Again, this was on the back of some fake news, the usual kind of stuff around XRP and the SEC, or well, SEC and Ripple, I should say, and settlement that's due today, right, the 15th. Now, if we go back to last week, I did a video on dates. These dates were specifically to some of those groups of individuals that believe that, you know, everything is sorted out, everything is going to happen on a very specific date, and usually this stuff just doesn't play out, right? And we've seen it time and time again. So today is the 15th. This is one of the dates that were picked up on from the XRP community as the date that everything is going to be, adopted by the banks. They're going to flick that switch and XRP is instantaneously going to be $10,000 a coin, right? All that kind of noise and nonsense in the space. So obviously, I don't think that's going to happen today. We shall see. I could be wrong. Okay. The other dates that come out are the 18th and I think the 24th, something like that. Essentially this month. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. It's very unrealistic, and I think there's a lot to it outside of the crypto space. There's lots of just kind of wild speculations and stuff like that. Okay, these are all things that get clicks, so just pay attention to who you're following, what they say, and all that kind of stuff. There's no insiders as far as I know, and yada, 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 all the usual kind of stuff, right? So let's get into the price action. What's the price action telling us? What's been going on? Well, we pulled down, obviously, with the rest of the crypto space. We started to move up yesterday on the back of, I think it was Fox News that had an overlay saying that the settlement was due. And it's all kind of fake because they weren't talking about anything like that anyway. And it's all come out as noise, just absolute noise in the space. And the XRP community usually react, to these kind of things. And here you can see. So it is what it is, but no, that is not what is going on. Now, if we actually come down here, we can see there's going to be several key levels for us. I'm going to draw these on. So this is a demand area at the moment. Okay, so we can see this one just down here. Okay, we can see that these supply areas at the top as well. Right, okay, so we kind of find ourselves ranging between these two areas. Now, there are a lot of other ones just inside here as well that are probably worth kind of just drawing a little slice into, just so you can kind of see where we might find some areas of resistance on this journey as well. Okay, so you can see there's a little slice just in here. Was support, we broke it, we went down to the lower one, we came up, turned it to support, we came back down, tried to turn it to support, tried again, failed, came down here again, back to support, and we're up. Okay, so that's an interesting area. Now, if I come over to this area over here as well, I'm going to take it from this little slice over about here, and we're going to pull this one across, and we're going to take a look at where this may take us. And yeah, again, another little slice just in here. Again, an area that we kind of lost, tried to consolidate on, was support, consolidation, resistance, and now back to support. Okay, so these are areas that are quite key for us, specifically in thinking where the price is going to react. Now, obviously, these are the ones that we've hit most recently. What about the ones that we haven't hit most recently? So let's go ahead and take a look. We've kind of got a very interesting slice right in here. Let me just take this one across to find about here. So we're getting at this point getting very, very close to this one. So I'm going to go remove that. I'm going to keep this one here though, and I'm going to keep the main supply at the top as well. Okay. So essentially, we kind of have this kind of area, these areas here, and we've broken down into kind of key areas for us. Okay, so to start with, our support line down here is 36.63 to 36.63 to 36.88. Okay, so that's this one here. This is the one that's currently our support line at the point of recording the video. And the resistance looks like it's going to be somewhere between 39.9 and 40.3. This little slice here. There's a couple of other areas that might might be, but we are kind of finding this area, I guess, as resistance around the 38.5. So it would be interesting to kind of see how that kind of resonates. Now, from an Elliott wave theory structure, the positive outcome or the positive move would be something that would look like this. Okay, and I'm going to grab my fibs and I'm going to measure this on so we get an idea as to kind of where these targets may be going. Okay, I'm going to move this over to here, and we can see that our 1-to-1 ratio would actually be just north of this area here and right into that supply. So we know that it's very unlikely that we're going to break through there. Now, on the flip of this, we could also look at this as maybe a negative, okay, and that maybe there's a move to the downside, not to the upside. And this would look like this. We'd go down here on the A, up here for the B, and then down here for the C. Okay, so we've got two counts, both of which are valid. And the reason for this is that we're actually what they call ranging. We're ranging in a sideways trading motion, basically bouncing between a couple of key levels. So at this point in time, we have wave counts that could also support a move up or support a move down. And it's not actually overly clear at this particular point in time as to which one of these is actually the one that's going to play out. And this is why these ranging markets often a lot of traders get trapped out in. So we have to be really, really cautious on this. Let me just go ahead and draw this on just so we get an idea as to where this could potentially go down to if we were to play this one out. Okay, and that would be right down here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a couple of labels on. We're going to label this one right here, and I'm going to label this one down here as well. Okay, 30.9 on that low one. And then I'm going to remove that fib. Okay, so we end up in this kind of scenario where we have two options. We can go in either direction, okay? So now we need to try to find some way of confirming which way it's likely to go. And if we come into our stochastic RSIs, what do we see? Well, we can see that we're overbought on the 8 hour, overbought on the 4 hour, and almost overbought here on the 1 hour. Okay, so this gives me the indication that actually maybe there's a slight push up higher before we move down. This actually tells me that we're probably going to be going up more towards that 40.76 before we move on down, meaning that this wave count to the 30-cent range is not valid, okay? But at some point we are likely to move on down, okay? So if I zoom out of this just a fraction and pull this back down, and we were to think about this 40 cent as a potential bounce, then actually what could be going on here is a giant A, B, C move like so, and we can come down a lot further. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So let's bring this up into here, and I guess it's not necessarily something that a lot of people want to hear. I get it, it's not, we're not going to the moon and people don't like to hear that, but essentially it is something that we should be aware of. Right now the market is not good, and we don't want to be FOMOing into something that just simply would be bad for us. Okay, so yeah, if we take a look at that from a momentum point of view, I think yeah, we could pull down here to 25.23 cent on our 8 hour and our 4 hour stochastics the way that they are. Absolutely. And our weekly chart is something else that we need to also keep an eye on, because it is high and it has been moving down, but it's moving down quite nicely. So if we can get this down to the oversold area, I'll be quite a happy man with XRP back down in the oversold areas across most of those timeframes, as that's going to put us into a very good position going forward. So looking at it, I'm saying, yeah, we're probably going to have to move up. Hopefully we'll hit that 40.76 cent range, and then we'll pull down towards 25. And I think that's going to be a really good price for XRP. So one of those, I think it's going to be something that we're going to have to keep a close eye on. I could be wrong, of course, as we are in a ranging market and it's very, very difficult to actually get a good read on it. But I think the most probable scenario is we go to 40 cent and then we crash down towards 25 cent. Okay, so it'll be one of those. Keep an eye on it, see how it kind of goes. I'm not expecting us to go to the moon. I know it's the 15th of November. I know it's almost the 18th of November, but no, I don't think we're going to be going to the moon. I don't think we're going to see a big red button pushed or whatever, and automatically all the banks are using XRP. It's the new standard, and you know it's $10,000 a coin. No, I don't buy into that BS. Instead, you know, let's actually focus on the reality of the situation here. Most CBDC roadmaps with centralized banks around the world aren't really getting completed or starting to get completed until 2023, and they continue to develop and go into 2025. And you can go ahead and check out all of the roadmaps on the websites for those centralized banks, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Essentially here we are talking about eventually, you know, a lot of these centralized banks running on crypto rails, using CBDCs and all that, but again, There's no mention of XRP, just wild speculation. And there's plenty of other projects out there as well that could also be utilized. Of course, we have to remember they might even just create their own. Guys, I'm going to leave this video right there. If you found it useful and informative, smash the like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, check it out. Links in the description below. Guys, until the next one, have a fantastic day.